for the show. Welcome back to another episode of Searching for McGuffin with your hosts,
George.
Gabe.
And Link.
That was a quick one.
Yeah, quick and dirty.
That's true. We're on the race against the clock. Like
Quick
we
and
said
dirty
every
30.
week.
Yeah.
Right. We fail it.
Every week, and then we go an hour.
All right. So,
2 minutes is a long time.
that's true. Well, I'll just get into it. How's your day been?
It's been actually really hectic.
Yeah?
To be quite honest, yeah. I think I've been doing like 15 different things.
Maybe not getting too specifics. What's made it so hectic aside from the 15 different things?
Let's say like full load of classes, then like random activities, you know,
Mhm.
like student government.
Student
What else?
government.
I got my play, you know, that I've been working on.
Do we know what play you're doing?
Planning this podcast, you know, like going back and forth with everyone while they're at their regular jobs.
Yeah, having unforeseen circumstances come up and we have to like kind of switch everything.
Yeah, like being on your way out of wherever you're picking up dinner, and then one of your hosts contacting you to order right there in that inopportune time to bring food.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then we're having to wait another 30 minutes, and then your other co-host is already in the studio.
Because he's a
and-
professional.
Yeah, and he's having a panic attack, and he feels like he's having a heart attack. But then you just kind of put him to do tasks, and then he feels productive.
Okay. What about you?
I've had a fantastic day. I pooped twice.
That's good enough for me.
I have pooped twice today.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So that's good.
Wait, you don't? That's not a usual day for you?
That is. But
I go about 3 to 4 a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Bowel
Or-
movements go crazy.
I
That's
can do-
awesome.
It's like the second thing I do.
I
in the
wish.
morning.
It's like when I have one in the morning, maybe one at night.
No, I have. If I don't have one at work,
That's true. If I have coffee, then it's more.
I have one,
it's more
I have
often.
one in the morning.
we have
one
special
after-
bathrooms. Me and Link, like designated bathrooms
That's right,
away from
baby.
everyone else at work.
I have the special key.
We have to like. I mean, I don't know if it'll be allowed, but we have to have like an episode of you and like of you guys and how you guys run.
I
that
think
school.
we can. I think we can do it like, you know, without specifics, broad strokes. Yeah.
Because it's like I I'm in and out of some of these stories and some of these little anecdotes that you guys have and just these stories that you have from like school,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, this sounds like so much fun. This sounds like a TV show.
It really is. If only we could get. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Another person
Yeah.
working there.
We're thinking of you. Anyways, so you were saying about your day?
Yeah, man. If I can go twice, 2 or 3 times, it's a good day.
Would you say that that's
So,
something?
Every day's
what
a
were you
good.
gonna say?
Every day's a good day.
That's
man.
right,
Every-
baby.
there are no bad days. Every
there
day's
are
a
no
good
bad
day.
days.
Okay.
Would you say that that's something that you like to do to, relax, wind down?
I really do. After work, I like to go home, get on the toilet, take my phone, and depending on the day of the week, I will be doing research on my fantasy football team. And it's a good 30 minutes there. Then I clean myself, and then I get up, and then my circulation is gone, so I fall straight to my knees.
That is not how I expected that experience to end.
And then I'm there for like a few minutes, get the blood flowing, wash my hands.
You're just groping
Yeah.
around the bathroom, like, oh, the toilet paper's coming down on your face.
Yeah, I'm
You
using
pull
I'm
the
trying
towel.
to pull the towel, but
It's
it
like a
falls on
Charlie
me. Yeah,
Chaplin.
exactly.
It's like a Keystone Cops.
Yeah,
You grab onto the shower faucet, it sprays all over you.
it is.
You're wrapped in the bath towel on the floor.
It is.
Well, that's a perfect segue transition into our topic today of self-care.
It's an interesting
That's
use of the
self-care?
word perfect.
Yeah, you're caring for yourself, right?
I don't know. I don't really know what it means.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so
Because I don't have a care like.
I mean, we came up with this topic, and I asked you guys
We
if you guys
is a
had
lot
any,
of
if you
people.
guys had any methods, and you were kind of just like, I asked, do you guys have methods like of self-care? Like, is there anything you guys do? And then you guys
Define.
responded with,
Define self-care.
no. You guys responded with just, well, not you. I didn't ask you necessarily. George was like, no.
No.
And I'm like, and I'm throwing out suggestions. Do you do this? No. Do you do this? I don't know. I don't think so. Does this work for you? No. And I'm like, huh?
Because he defined it as like relaxing. And I stopped to think and I was like, I don't think any of those things relax me.
It's just a very...
I might be addicted to productivity.
You say self care, and I think of like your face routine, like your face care routine.
All right, okay. I'll just read the definition
I don't
for you,
have
and
that.
then we'll decide what it is.
Wait,
Okay?
before you read that. So you think like moisturizing and
Because of the word care, it's self care and skincare routine.
Yeah, I just thought that's what you meant. face.
But I
Getting a
see it.
facial.
I'm on the same
I
wavelength.
don't do that.
I'm on the same wavelength. Like, I understand what you mean. Like, I see the trajectory of your thought.
I use this
there.
one thing that
Me
I
too.
saw on TikTok, and then that's it.
No,
because
like
I'm thinking about pampering. You know what I mean? That's
like skincare routine. Like that's. But I feel like that's kind of goes into it. Like for everybody, it's different. Like I was saying, like something that helps you either wind down, something that helps you make you feel good about yourself, something that helps you to have a better image of yourself. Either something when you're stressed,
That's possible.
when you're depressed, when you're blessed, when you're about to take a test.
Are
When
you spitting bars
Whoa,
right
for
now?
when you're a mess.
Is that like
Anything
a
else we got?
Is there another?
Natalie Imbruglia song, or
Is there another synonym for this term?
self-love?
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure what that term means.
That don't work.
Everybody keeps telling me about self-love, and I guess that
Liz-
meant something else.
Liz Lemon, can I
Okay.
Google myself? Of course, Tracy.
All right.
Can I use your computer? Of course. How are you gonna Google yourself?
So you want to define that?
Is
Gabe?
30 Rock a form of self-care for you?
He doesn't know. 'cause
I
you haven't
still don't
defined
know
it
what
yet.
self-care
What's happening?
means.
We don't know.
We're
what
gonna go this
self-care-
episode with not defining self-care. And just trying to
6:30.
guess.
Go ahead.
Self-care has been defined as the process of establishing behaviors to ensure holistic well-being of oneself, to promote health, and actively manage illness when it occurs. Individuals engage in some form of health self-care daily with food choices, exercise, sleep, reading, dental care. So I guess I could follow with skincare too.
Okay.
You guys still don't know
Wikipedia.
what it is?
Good old reliable Wikipedia.
I think it's just looking after your own health and your well-being, and something that helps you with that.
The problem is I'm still kind of stuck on the relaxing part.
Okay,
Winding down.
Then get that out of your. Then get it out.
Okay, because here's the thing that I guess what do I do to escape?
You live in a constant state of panic. It's just anxiety.
Okay, can we hone in on? I don't think we talked about it enough. But when producer Dan was here talking about routines, and he was like that his alarm goes off in another room, and he wakes up in a constant state of panic. Like, did you find that harrowing? Like, this poor man this is what he every day starts like.
No, like I remember when I was a kid and I found out that not a kid. I was a kid. Yeah, I found that I could put like any song that I want to like wake up as an alarm.
Yeah.
And I just I was in a huge Beatles phase at the time, and I was like, yeah, this what seems like a great idea to wake up to? Helter Skelter every morning.
It's better than Revolution number 9.
And I'm just like, that was another one.
I had my brother had the Mortal Kombat one.
You convinced me to get the Sami Zayn theme. This was much later. I didn't even know you could do it till later. But I got the Sami Zayn theme to wake me up in the morning because it was like,
What? When did I do this?
because you were like, oh, that song brings me so much joy. I mean, it just makes me happy. And I was like, what do I want in the morning? I want joy. So I used to wake up, and then my wife would just get incredibly.
I learned after like a month,
Ska
like to
dance.
not put something that you enjoy as your alarm because
Yeah.
it will be the end of the thing that you
hate
love.
Mortal Kombat games because of that.
Link has to wake up dodging fatalities from his brother.
Yeah.
Come over here.
Come on.
Okay. So
Just picture like Link getting flashbacks like he's in
It's
Vietnam.
terrible, yeah.
I can't get over relaxing and calming down.
Okay, so what's something that you enjoy doing? Like exercise. What kind of exercise do you like to do?
Well, okay, I like.
You like to exercise.
I like running.
running.
Yeah.
Running's a good one.
I do.
Does it relax you?
It is not relaxing. No,
Does it
I
wind
hate
you?
it actually. It's.
Oh, yeah.
I like the feeling of accomplishment that I get after a good run, and I also like the feeling of helplessness. And
Huh?
when I run, I get fatigued, and I feel like I can't anymore.
I think everyone gets fatigued. when they run.
Yes, but that's what drives me to get. I feel like I can't anymore, and I connect with the universe on a wavelength.
Just get a runner's high.
Yeah, runner's high. Yeah, where everything else is drowned out. Like for that moment, I can't worry about anything because I feel like I'm going to die.
Those endorphins, man.
Yeah. Also, I had childhood asthma, so I like, I probably am on the brink of dying when I do it, you know? So I really have to manage lung capacity and breathing when I do
Yeah.
it. So it's It's
It's a good that's a good practice. That does help relax.
yeah. I've been able to get my
Yeah, like if you throw yourself into a state of disarray and helplessness and stress and anxiety, like obviously you have a release, like I said, like of endorphins and these chemicals in your body that make you feel better. But then also when you come down, it's just like, I mean, there's different like ways to come down off of that because you could be like really struggling and like, I can't do anything. But like you said, that could be a form of like a way to help you out mentally. Like that could be your form of self-care, is that you get that like sense of accomplishment. That sense of accomplishment is something that, you know, drives you. It's like, I didn't think I could do it. This really sucks, but I still did it anyways. Yeah. And that's something that's satisfying for you. And that's something that, you know, is something that you enjoy because of that, even though it's something that you don't necessarily like to do or like, but you enjoy the feeling you get after accomplishing it.
Right.
So I think that's like kind of like what I mean.
Okay.
When I want to ask you like what you guys do, what are your methods of self-care or just things? I mean, I said unwind because like typically like, I think that's what people do, like they maybe.
Yeah, because it's not relaxing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think it doesn't have to be, maybe it doesn't have to be relaxing, is what I'm getting from this right now. It's like it's different for everybody.
Because like, for example, this show is also something that I do.
Yeah.
It's also not relaxing.
Right. No, it's not.
Okay. It doesn't relax.
Well, it's a form of therapy.
Yeah.
But also
an accomplishment.
Yeah. But also it could cause anxiety. Like I remember when we first started doing it, I was anxious.
I was anxious today. I was anxious today because I had so much on my plate. And I was like, I have this hour block to work on it, but I need the like back and forth from the other host. And when that window came, like we hadn't finalized it, and I was like, that window's escaping. I have this other thing that I have to do at this time.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, I feel like any responsibility, but I do find responsibility engaging in the sense that it's rewarding. I don't know. I still can't think about relaxing, though. I can't stop thinking.
Doesn't have to be relaxing.
No, you stop saying it.
What do you think helps like your mental health?
Well, let's go link. Yeah, one.
Whether it's when you feel, you know, stressed, when you want to pick me up.
What do you do when you're stressed, right? When you're overwhelmed.
So, most of the time I'm not stressed. I don't really stress out that much.
I like this.
In life. I tend to be mostly worry-free. Like today, I was not worried about this podcast at all.
I'm gonna let you speak. That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, we're good. We're gonna do a good job. It's gonna be great. 6 p.m. call time, right?
Okay.
That was never established.
That's what I was told. I was here at 6 p.m. That stressed me out.
And then you were overheard
that in
I'm
a
like, where is everyone? Why am I the only one here? Why am I the only one putting care? Why am I the only one that care about this podcast?
Why are you putting self-care into the podcast?
Am I exactly? No, but
self-loving on the podcast.
Many times I tend to be very stress-free. But I do get tired, and the way I try to relax. I have seasons where I relax differently. I am currently in a season where I think the way that I relax is not the healthiest. In fact, I should probably find a better way to relax. And it's just me disassociating on my phone, on TikTok or Reddit or Twitter. It's a good way like to rot your brain, which is I think there are times when it's okay to rot your brain, especially when you work really hard.
Sometimes you need to turn it off.
Exactly. However, I feel like there are more productive ways in which I can relax. But sometimes they require a little bit more brain power. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, man, this week I averaged 7 hours on my phone. I was like, I gotta lower that number down by a lot. I'm usually doing 5.
But it's like almost a Scorsese movie.
That's right.
But only almost.
But the thing about like social media and, you know, these apps is that I don't have to think. You get me? They're doing it for me. I'm just enjoying it. If I were to play video games, like it requires me to think, and as a result, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to want to play video games as soon as I get home. I have to wind down first, relax a little bit, then I can play. The problem is that when I end up overindulging in social media.
Yeah.
And as a result, I don't get to play. It's like, oh man, I told myself I wanted to play Fire Emblem today. That didn't happen. And so I'm in the season where I want to find better ways to relax and more productive ways to relax.
Yeah. So to touch upon that, like you mentioned gaming, I have a 15-minute routine at least when I come home. I have to do my dailies in Fortnite, right? That's one match, but I have it capped at that. Maybe I'll play an extra match if there's like some challenges that I want to do. So that goes 30. But that, again, there is a sense of accomplishment. I have a very specific goal in a very specific time frame. And if there's nothing else on my docket, like I'm all caught up at work and I already worked out and everything, then I'll go like, let me open some other game to play just for fun. But even then, I keep a checklist and I look at run times. Like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers went on special and it was $10. And I was like, I wanted to play that game 2 years ago. How long will it take? 2.5 hours? I have 2.5 hours. So I'll play that in 35, 40-minute blocks 3 times, you know? So it's like I'm always organizing everything and like categorizing it, which going back to like unwind and reflect. These hobbies, this show started specifically media driven, right? And that was a result of I'm spending a lot of this time reading and watching. How can I get more productivity out of it? How can I produce content so that the hours that I'm investing in these hobbies have a final product at the end to show for it? So again, I guess these are routines that are self-care, like they help me wind down. But even then, I think I might be obsessed with productivity in the sense that not like that I'm great and I'm always working or whatever. But for example, I think I mentioned we've been on several trips the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I've been exhausted and I've been out of town, you know, several weekends in a row. My wife was ill, so we had to stay home last weekend and couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. Watch a couple of movies, you get bored, and she was resting in bed. I had like the best workout that I've had. I haven't been getting up and doing that workout routine because I've been so exhausted, but I did like the longest session and I like fatigued myself out. Why? Because I couldn't rest on my rest day, you know? It was like I had no choice but to be homebound, and I was like 3 miles, like muscle group, you know, like Pilates, full stretch, you know? And it was, I don't know, maybe.
Man, I did not know you did not. I didn't know you didn't know how to relax.
Yeah, I don't know how to relax. Well, the thing is, I think that I turn everything into a task. I turn everything into a checklist. And I guess they are relaxing because I love video games. I love movies, but I'm very particular. My wife will be like, oh, turn on the TV. And I'm like, what specifically from the list are we going to watch? I was like, French Dispatch. She's like, I'm not in the mood. Oh, okay. But next time it's got to be French Dispatch.
That happens so much. That happens so often, though. It's like I have a list of things that I want to watch, and then it's like I have some time. I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah, yeah. And that happened with, so me and my wife weren't in the same room because she was ill and I didn't want to catch influenza B, right? So it's like Saturday night, I OD'd on wrestling. Like I caught up on everything I had missed the last 2 weeks because I've been so busy and I've been traveling. And I was like, okay, I don't want any more of that. And then it was like I had more time to game. And I was like, okay, I'm too tired to game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of exhausted all my hobbies and then I didn't know what to do with myself. Even reading is like, what am I learning?
No, yeah, there are times that you're just so exhausted that even the things that you enjoy doing,
Yeah.
like you can't even bring yourself to do. Like there are times where I get home
And
from
that's
school.
why I just, rot my brain on social media. Because I'm so exhausted.
I mean,
Valid.
that's fair. I understand why you do it, and you're aware that it's not.
I do the same thing. Like I have going back to habits. I have a bad habit of like I have more time in my mornings now. We used to go to the gym early in the mornings, and I used to keep that habit for a while. But
which is great because also it makes the rest of my day feel so productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I stopped. I abandoned that.
Okay.
I realized that
twist.
I wasn't allowing myself to get enough rest.
Yes.
Whether what I was doing, whether it was school the night before, or whether it was like watching something later at night or beating on my phone too long, I realized that I wasn't allowing myself to get enough rest, and that was affecting me throughout like each morning, every day.
Yeah.
So what I've started doing is, since now that I have some more like free time in this semester, is I sleep in, because typically I'll wake up at like 5 or 6.
Right.
I'm sleeping into like 7:30, 8, maybe even 9 on a weekend or something, if my body allows. Because
Exactly.
my body wakes me up.
Which is crazy. I spent so many years waking up at like 12 or 1 on the weekend, and like you're right, 8, 9 is the latest if I've exhausted.
Like my body wakes me up but I've realized that the more I'm allowing myself to sleep in more, quote unquote, but it's getting easier for me to wake up at a normal time. Like my body isn't like jolting me awake, no alarm, no nothing, at like 6:30 in the morning randomly. Like my body's able to relax more, and I'm able to get up at a reasonable time, so I'm feeling more rested, and I'm tracking this stuff with like sleep metrics and stuff like that.
Right.
And I can say, and I feel better. Now the thing is that when I wake up, since I do have more time, like I am not going to the gym immediately after I like wake up, or like soon after. I've realized that I like to get up and, you know, do what I can for a little bit. Sometimes
wouldn't that be nice?
I'm wasting a little,
Right.
I'm wasting like a little bit of time, like not a little bit of time. I'm wasting like maybe like an hour on my phone just in bed before I decide, okay, I'm gonna get up and actually do stuff. And I'm going to the gym in the afternoons, which I'm liking where I'm at right now, like schedule wise. I like going in the afternoons because I have school like maybe like 1 or 2, and then I'm out like at 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I go to the gym after that, and then I go on with the rest of my day. But I'm realizing that the rest for me is so important. And just because I used to think like it was impossible for me to sleep in longer than like 6 or 7 in the morning. Like my body's just, you know, waking me up. But, you know, allowing myself that and just kind of getting into that habit a bit more is huge for me. And that's a form of self-care that like I'm looking into, that I'm in that season of my life right now. That's what I'm prioritizing.
I figured it out. Prep is what I do to take care of myself.
I mean, yeah, it seems that you thrive like in structure and consistency.
Because in this sense, I don't want to worry. I'm so exhausted after work that I don't want to worry about anything else. So when I prepare all my clothes for the week ahead of time, when I do my meal prep on Sunday, not only do I enjoy cooking, do I enjoy cooking 3 to 4 hours straight? No. In a sense, yes, but also then it's like half my Sunday shot. But I love that feeling of coming home and not having to worry about what I'm going to wear the next day. Not have to worry about, you know, what I'm going to eat. You mentioned being jolted in the morning. My wife's been sick. She was coughing 5 a.m. Woke me up. Instead of going back to sleep, I was like, I didn't make lunch this week. Because I got
So you keep coughing. I'm going to go downstairs. See you later.
That's exactly what happened, actually. She was like, stay in bed 1 more hour. And I was like, I'm already awake. There's not another sleep cycle left. So I went down. I made lunch.
This isn't the most efficient use of my time. So you go ahead and cough. Get it out of your system. Well, I'm gonna go be productive.
You're gonna get me sick.
Well, the reality is, because I thought she was supposed to be better already. But the reality is that we didn't have much time, weren't feeling well. So we had dinner at Fritanga the day before, and it was $15 to share a meal. And I was like, I have to meal prep because I cannot afford to even eat at Fritanga every day.
Yeah. You see, the trend that I'm picking up with you is that, like I said, like you thrive like in structure and consistency, and I think that is your form, like it is your form of like relaxing and unwinding.
Doing the work ahead of time, so I don't have to worry
to prep
later.
Because I realize like if you don't have that, you get thrown into a state of anxiety. You get anxious and you panic. Like I mean, like sometimes when we don't have necessarily like episodes planned, to me and Link, I don't know, like this is what I've noticed. Like to me and Link, like if something happens,
we're good.
Like we're just kind of like, okay, we'll figure it out. Like we'll get through it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna figure it out.
But sometimes, not all the time.
No, but in the sense that because I'm going to be like,
no, exactly. But that's the thing.
Block off the time to put it.
The thing is like when we don't have something and like the time is coming up, it's like I notice that you're just like, guys, I'm figuring out what are we gonna do. Yeah. And then it's like you put the onus on yourself, you put the pressure on yourself.
I do
to get that, which isn't like
today I didn't. I'm not saying I do it all the time.
No, yeah.
Today I didn't. So, but now I'm double freaking out because I don't like to fly by the seat of my pants.
Yeah, because at the same time, like it is stuff that's like happened to us before in the past, like not being prepared. Like I think consistently, I think you're right. Like consistency is the way to go. It's the most effective way I think we've found to run the show and run our lives.
Yeah.
But I also think that there's room for a balance. Like I think there's also room for spontaneity and a bit of improv.
I
But
also think me individually, I get worked up when I'm working with other people because I really don't want to be the weak link. So I tend to maybe even try to overcompensate. I'm not saying I'm doing more, but I'm saying like I want to do my part so that everybody can be like, okay, that part was taken care of. And so much of what I do in my everyday job, other people depend on it. So it's kind of like a cycle that's constant. Like,
yeah.
oh, if I don't do this, then it affects this period. It affects this group of students. It affects whoever has them next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a domino effect. So I feel like I kind of have to do my part.
Yeah, I mean that's being responsible. Like if you're in a group project, if you're doing something with other people that there is a responsibility on you. I think that's commendable. And I think that's true. But I think sometimes when that, I think it's contextual. I think depending on the group, depending on the people that you're working with, and what's happened in the past. I think you gotta kind of like go off of that and base it off of that because sometimes you can be stressing yourself out. Like you stress yourself out way too much that it's like. That affects your mental health. That affects the rest of your day moving forward. And I think that's what I enjoy about like, doing this with you guys and Lay and Dan. It's just like I can count on you guys that it's like, and I think we can all count on each other when, one of us like isn't like they've got stuff going on that day or they're not feeling too well. They're going through something.
Someone else is gonna
step up.
step to the plate.
Yeah.
And that's stuff that it's like not only in this group, but I think in other groups in working, I've noticed that. And I think the key is to surround yourself with people that are gonna go up to bat for you when you need the help. One of the things that I like to do for like with self-care is
Self-love.
Yeah, when I noticed that when I'm like really stressed or like there's like a something that like I can't get my mind off of anything, running, like I love running, or playing soccer. Playing soccer is one of the things that, like I'll join to, but that's not always feasible because it's like
you need a team of people.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like I find that I lose myself, and I'm sure I'll probably like have an episode. We'll do an episode talking about like why I enjoy it and all that stuff. But I found particularly walking is something that I've enjoyed. I think in the past couple of years, like going through really stressful situations, I found that walking, especially like going out in nature, like there was times when I was living in Tennessee, and Tennessee has beautiful scenery, like places to go for walks that
Must
like,
be nice.
It's amazing. But like that's the thing, like even in Miami, like going out and like going out for a walk when there's like an incredible sunset out, and it's like there's people like you got people honking like boberias and cursing at each other, like that's Miami. But
right.
But even then, I think like just
that's the soundtrack of the walk.
But going like that's the theme music.
Yeah.
But going out for a walk definitely like just does something for me where like I'm able to, because running, like I'm increasing my heart rate, I'm like cortisol levels are like spiking, they're going up, like I'm stressing my body. So it's like my mind is on that. My mind is focused on that. And that's a different type of clarity that I get from that. Walking, I'm able to be moving, but I'm also able to think about what I'm able to focus on whatever is stressing me out. And in terms, I mean, this is for me, because other people could, that'll be their relief and that'll be like take their minds off of it. But for me, it's like I'm able to be active and my brain is like working, but I'm also like at peace. It's a certain like serenity that I get while walking, especially like wherever I'm at, the scenery, and it could be at night too. I think it's just getting fresh air, like going about my day and going on my walk and thinking about what it is that how I'm gonna tackle the issue that I have or the stress, or just just a relief. Like just exercise for me in general is just something is big for me. Like working out, going to the gym, whatever it is definitely something that I found helps me mentally, like clear me up and like de-stress me. There's a bunch of other stuff that we can get into, but I think if I need like if I have like an immediate thing like that, like I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna clear my head, and that's what I do.
Are you on the phone when you walk, or like talk to people on the phone?
Sometimes, like the thing about it is I've realized that a lot of it can come down to me wanting to be by myself, me wanting to be alone, to think. But then there's other times where I don't want to be alone. There's sometimes where like I'm talking this a certain situation, or I just want to catch up with someone. Then I'll speak to someone. Like I'll speak to my best friend Sammy. Like I did this yesterday. I had a conversation with him yesterday. Like we were talking, and we were just like catching up, and like that was a way to de-stress. But like just having that walk and breathing that fresh air and getting my steps in, just at the end of it, I always feel better. Always feel better. And
Yeah, you'll never regret a walk.
yeah, and I think
Unless you
it's
get hit by a car.
No,
That's true.
because then you get yourself a lawyer,
or you're in true peace.
you get yourself a lawyer, and you got money coming.
Okay.
But yeah, and I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you enjoy cooking.
You're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I do enjoy it. I was just going to say that came
That's your love language in a way.
up. I do. I love cooking for other people,
Yeah.
which is relatively new. It's
And
a
I
skill I
don't-
picked up during the pandemic.
And I love eating your food.
Do you really?
Yeah, your food's great, man.
Yeah.
Your
I
food's
mean,
fantastic.
who doesn't like being fed?
And I'm
Nah, but
constantly
your food's
like,
good.
I'm constantly
Yeah.
looking for new flavors, new combinations.
Yeah, you
And
know
that-
me, I'll eat anything.
And I think that's something like through the crappiness of the pandemic. I think there are bright spots that came out of that, like people picking up new hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, like I got a bike. I broke it and I have to fix it. I think I fixed it.
Yeah.
I haven't had the guts to take it back out on the road and have the tire.
Did any of you learn how to make bread?
No,
No,
because
Okay.
I'm trying to avoid bread.
I'm not a baker, man.
Yeah.
I don't like
'cause
baking.
can't find- I don't
Here's
like
my
baking.
thing. If I learn baking, then I will make it all the time, and that can't be a thing that
Yeah.
I'm making all the time. So
But I think going back to those things, those like hobbies that you picked, which honestly we could do in a whole episode of that, like
Yeah.
things like the experience of the pandemic and how we like things that we picked
I mean,
up.
I could do a cooking episode. I could just do food.
That's
'cause
already on the docket.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's a habit that I have had for a long time. I don't do it as often anymore, but I actually just did it a few weeks ago. I used to do it all the time, and that's take like long baths. And I
I remember that because I thought it was so weird.
well, why is it weird? Why was it weird?
baths are great.
Yeah, give me your memory on that. What?
I remember it's when you had the old lived in that apartment.
Yeah,
and
I had a tiny bathtub.
You had a tiny bathtub, but you bought like something.
I had a setup. Yeah,
like,
that's
you had
what I
like
was
your own
gonna get
setup,
to.
so you
Yeah.
bought something so you could like put books.
It's like
in
a
your
tray,
laptop.
yeah.
Like a TV table.
Yeah,
TV tray,
it
but
had a
for the
swivel.
bathtub.
Yeah, bathtub. It had a stand for a book. It had. Yeah,
And I just thought that was the funniest thing. I'm like,
I could be there for hours.
No, baths go crazy, man.
And it goes because had a big family growing up, right?
Mhm.
At home. There's like 7 brothers and sisters. Usually there's like 10 to 12 people there. If you include parents, grandparents, sometimes even Link,
Me.
right? So like there's constantly people, and it was very difficult to get a quiet space. The bathroom was that. I used to study in the bathroom because that's what I do. I would get in the bath, and then I would just like that's the only place where I could get peace and quiet to study. Once they created handheld systems, I could play a game in the bathtub, right? It was my peaceful place. Listen to music. That was the only place. Nowhere else in the house was quiet. And I just created that habit. And I took that into my apartment. Now I have a much bigger bathtub. Thankfully, I fit in it, Yeah, because it was tiny. It was tiny.
It was
I was like this.
tiny.
Yeah, like 2 people couldn't fit in it. We tried. But we do now. And I can
Together, love.
take a bath. Yeah, and I can take a bath to relax. I don't know, there's something about it. And now I've taken it next level. I have Epsom salts. I have bathing lotion. I have a whole routine that goes into it.
Self-care, dog.
Lavender.
This
Yeah.
this whole thing.
Yeah.
Nah,
You do-
I don't
you
have
do
anything. I have
self-care,
nothing.
yeah.
I have nothing. What are you talking about? Relax, unwind.
you like?
I haven't done it.
I throw myself in a bath
Yeah,
and I
bro.
get in a state of
What are
anxiety.
you talking about?
The Mortal Kombat theme is just going off.
You sancocho yourself.
Yeah, but it's funny because it's metacognitive. Sometimes you just do these things and you don't realize what you're doing is taking
Nah,
care of
man.
it. For me, like I said, its origin is in escape, right? And now it's still part of my self-care routine,
Nah,
apparently.
man.
And that is relaxing and it winds me down.
Showers.
How often do you do that?
Now, every couple months, I used to do it at least once a week. I used to do it every weekend. And every couple of months. I would say I've done it like once the past 2 to 3 months. I have to pay for the water bill now, so
I do it every day.
You take a bath every day?
No, I take a shower every day.
Oh,
But showers are
I
what
take a shower twice a
what
day.
baths are for you. Showers are for me.
oh, okay.
Like, and I mean, I'm an only child, so it's
You
like
take warm showers?
warm showers.
yeah,
yeah.
but-
I take cold showers. You know that?
Oh,
I-
that sounds disgusting.
And that's the thing. I can't like. How long do you take in the shower? Like with cold water?
5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
Oh my goodness.
in the shower for.
Talk about shrinkage, eh?
I'm in the shower for a bit. Like like a warm
I
shower.
had a response that I realized could not be said on the
That's
show.
all right. Danny will edit that in post.
No, I think that's the line right there. I think
Like I asked Danny to do that last time, and
it happened.
they didn't check.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, showers. Like I grew up an only child, and like, you know, I had a lot of time by myself, but I don't know why. Like, and maybe it was like because a lot of the time I was like at the same like at grandma's house. Like
Right.
I was at your house, and like it was just always something going on. Like there's just a bunch of people in the house. Like it's always like crazy, and
It was noisy all the time.
I don't know why. Like showers, like how I like enjoy walking. Like showers is something that I can do daily that helps me. Like it's a time where I can reflect and I just think, and I just like that's a way of like either thinking about it or just unwinding and relaxing. I don't know.
I listen to a book or a meditation
Nah,
passage.
that's what my car drives are for. Like,
Yeah.
that's what my drives are for.
That's what my everything is for.
When I was young, I was really into late night talk shows, and I would.
That's so interesting.
I mean, who watches late night anyways nowadays?
Because your late night host isn't doing it anymore.
I listen to his podcast. So I would love late night, right? So I would every night when I would take a shower, I'd go in there and I'd pretend I'd be a host,
Yeah.
and I was interviewing someone, and my bits, like my jokes, would be me reading the ingredients in the shampoo bottles.
Can we have an episode of this, please?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do your late night show for an episode. Write it down, put it on the trailer. Yeah, you'll just read the
We're doing
ingredients.
that.
Yeah.
We're doing that.
No, that's happening.
So that's when you talk about showers. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, I had a shower routine as well, and it was just me.
It's just
pretending to be Conan. in the
Shower is
shower.
just a very just an intimate, you know, form of like just being. Like it's just your piece.
It's usually just you.
Usually.
Yeah. Usually.
So many comments. But what were you gonna say?
Sometimes your mom.
No. Well, so like I said, I like the water cold. My wife likes it burning hot.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Yeah, and we cannot get on the same page with the temperature. She does not understand. But with that being said, it's funny that you mentioned that about you used to watch Conan and now you listen to Conan. The idea for this show started as a talk show many, many moons ago in my mind before there were podcasts. So like, you know what'd be good? Like a web talk show. Like that would have been what I would have done 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's funny that that's kind of always been part of that.
Yeah.
Like unwinding, relaxing, putting yourself in that creative space, you know?
Yeah. Well, we've talked about unwinding. Now I think it's time to wind down.
With a little bit of self-love.
You guys have been dined, and
Sounds getting real low, big guy. What?
Yes.
dined, and
We not, yeah. Cut
and
it.
59'd.
Cut it.
No. Well,
Okay.
that works. So
49, San Francisco. Go ahead.
Let us know how you wind down.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of the ways you wind down? What do you guys like? You, the viewers, the ones watching,
And the
ones
listeners.
hearing.
Why are you talking into the clock?
Oh my goodness, you're right. I've been looking at
That's not a camera.
This has been my camera the whole time. The iPad has been my camera the whole time. Oh my goodness.
And with that, we would ask you to reflect on some of the ways that you look after your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and any form of health that you think is relevant. We've shared some with you, and we invite you to let us know on our social media channels, which are Instagram,
X, formerly known as Twitter,
it's crazy,
Facebook,
TikTok.
I believe we're on Threads. I think it cross posts.
Threads. I forgot about that.
I
Yeah,
forgot
we
about
all
that.
forgot about Threads.
Yes, well, let us know in any of those social media accounts.
Specifically
Comment on the
Threads.
YouTube video. I went to a workshop that told us to do this at the end of every episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Maybe one day it'll catch on.
Oh man. So yeah, do that.
Comment on the YouTube video.
And yeah, take care. Spike your hair.
Don't forget to change your fantasy football lineups. Unless you're playing against me, then please forget.
Or that. Have a great week, everyone.